Hello everyone, welcome to English classes at Radhika Rinesh. Today we are going to learn the Poetic, which is taken from the book Introducing Literature, which is prescribed for the Calicut University first semester BA English Language and Literature students, and which falls under Module 1, Language and its Literary Nuances. Literary nuances means here all the intricacies and all the minutes of language are being discussed. A literary work means novel ways of expressing ideas and emotions. In order to get novel ways or newer ways, the poet has to use a lot of devices. Those are known as poetic devices. And here, the so the language of poetry should be entirely different from that of common language or conversational language. The language of conversation or the day-to-day language is very much denotative or directive in meaning, but the language of poetry is very much connotative, that means implied, or a secondary or tertiary level of meaning will be there for poetry or literary works. Let's explore some of the poetic devices which are commonly used by poets. The first one is comparison. Comparison means comparing one thing to the other. Why the poets are using comparisons? They want to enrich the meaning of an expression. That is why they are using comparisons. The poets are often using comparisons to compare an abstract idea to a concrete image. And in this example, my love is like a red, red rose. Here, love is an abstract idea. We know that that is we cannot feel, that is we can only feel love. We cannot touch or smell love, but we can touch and smell rose. It is a concrete image there. So, in comparison, the poets are often comparing and an abstract idea to a concrete image in order to get an effect of meaning. The next one is imagery. Imagery means images to convey a feeling or idea. The poet is giving images through words, and by reading those words, the reader will get an image in their minds, that is imagery. By reading this line, I wandered lonely as a cloud. This is taken from the Daffodils, which is written by William Wordsworth. Here, the poet is telling about his state of mind by seeing a bunch of daffodils there. So here in this poem, the poet is telling that he is wandering lonely as a cloud. So what will be the feeling of the reader while he or she is reading this line? That is, this person will also fly among the clouds. That is, the person will become uh, as free as a cloud. So this is the image that we create in the poem or through literary works. The next one is a very important figure of speech, that is metaphor. In metaphor itself is a comparison. Two things are equated to each other. That is, one thing is equated or equals to the other. For example, he was a lion on the battlefield. And what's the meaning of this sentence? He was a lion on the battlefield. It means that the hero or he was equal to a lion on the battlefield. He is equal to a lion. And let's examine one another example. She is all shades and all princess eye. This is taken from The Sun Rising by John Donne. And here the poet is comparing the heroine to states and princes. So this is the comparison or this is metaphor. Next one is simile. Here, one thing is compared to another by using words like as, like, etc. It's also a kind of comparison or metaphor, but by using words like or as. Let's see examples. He was like a lion in the battlefield. So, he was a lion on the battlefield is an example for metaphor, but he was like a lion on the battlefield is an example for simile. So, note the difference. If like is there, that is simile, that is the figure of speech is simile, and without like or as the comparison is metaphor. And let's see some more examples, which is taken from A Red, Red Rose, which is written by Robert Burns. Oh, my love is like a red, red rose. Oh, my love's like a melody. Here the poet is comparing his love to a red, red rose, and by using the word like. And again, he is comparing his love to a melody. The next figure of speech is personification. Personification, the name itself suggests that personification, that is something person is attributed to someone else or something else. That is, human qualities are attributed to non-human things. I have given a picture there for personification, and you can see two cars are there, and they have eyes and mouths, and they are speaking, right? So what is happening here? The vehicles or non-animate or the non-human things are being portrayed as humans. And I think this is a film. There is a Hollywood film on this theme, and here the cars or vehicles are being portrayed as human beings, and their life is being discussed in that film. Anyway, such a kind of comparison or such a kind of poetic device is known as personification. And here, a non-human entity is considered as a human. And we have to find some examples for personification. Because I could not stop for that, he kindly stopped for me. This is a poem which is written by Emily Dickinson. And here in this poem, she is telling about death. Because I could not stop for death. In the first line, she is telling that because I could not stop for death. And in the next line, she should have to address death by using a pronoun. And here, the writer or the poet is using the pronoun he. And we know that he is very much human and death is not at all human. It's a concept, right? Okay. Anyway, this kind of comparison or this kind of attribution is known as personification. Here, death is personified. The next example is taken from Sylvia Plath's poem Mirror. Here, mirror is the speaker. I am silver and exact. I have no preconceptions. Here, the mirror is the speaker, and the mirror is addressing or the mirror is telling about its own conceptions or its own perceptions. I am by as telling I am. So here I means mirror. Okay, so mirror is personified here. The next one is a very interesting figure of speech and which is often used by poets, that is hyperbole. Hyperbole is nothing but exaggeration. It's an exaggerated comparison. That is amplified simile or metaphor. That is, we can say hyperbole is amplified. Amplified means multiplied, exaggerated simile or metaphor. And here it expresses the intensity of an emotion extremely. Then, for example, bright like a sun. Her face is bright like a sun. We can know that no face will be bright as sun, but the poet is exaggerating the term. In Iliad, Homer says, Mars cried out as loudly as 9 or 10,000 men. We know that no single person can cry as loud as 9,000 or 10,000 people or 10,000 men. Here, it's also a case of exaggeration. So I think you have understood my video and prepare notes while you are watching the video. Understand well. Okay, thank you.